Yeah. It's interesting because I think almost every place I've ever worked and, being in the people space for so long, it is interesting in how much you come back to having to fix something that I would say is quote unquote the basics, right? And I think over time you start to want to work on new things and innovative things. And so that's how for me, this concept of like when I kept coming back to why do we need to revisit performance again? Why do we need to revisit engagement or L&D, kind of the basics? What is it that is preventing us from being able to like look at something wildly different and new? And for me, the concept of people debt came up. And so when I think about and talk about people debt, it's really about those gaps or inefficiencies and how we manage and how we develop and how we invest in people that quietly like pile up over time, right? It's like tech debt, which we've all heard more about, but it's, those quick fixes or short-term decisions that eventually can slow you down. So like one of the ways I think about it right now, like, trust me, I'm impatient. Like I'm ready to like move and do bold, different, innovative work. I'm all on that agility bandwagon of like, we need folks and team members who can kind of solve any problem, jump in wherever is needed. This idea of really like structured, siloed roles in HR is no longer. We need these like agile pool of like HR consultants, right? I'm really bought into this idea and concept. But in the reality, if you rush too quickly to promote this agility mindset and whatnot, and you skip actually defining roles a little bit more clearly, it's going to come back and bite you, because it's tough to be agile when you actually don't know what success looks like for your role or where your responsibilities start and where they end. Another example where I saw, like when I worked at Canva, more in an intense hypergrowth mode, was around onboarding. Like if you didn't, obviously we had massive, incredible hiring targets that we were hitting, we were growing so fast, but without like, if you move too fast on hiring without that really thoughtful onboarding, it's not going to get you anywhere. Once employees are in, they're feeling lost and probably going to leave shortly thereafter, right? So it's all about finding that balance. What like the tricky part about people debt is that it doesn't always feel urgent. You think you've moved past the basics, but over time, those foundational cracks, kind of create friction and start to slow you down and hold you back. So when you want to move fast and be agile and innovative, you actually got to go back and make sure you have that really solid foundation.